Hi all, I haven't been on here for a quick minute, so I thought I would jump on and just answer this question. So, how much should you sponsor for charge for sponsored ads? So it's really dependent on your experience as a UGC creator, whether you've done it before, whether you haven't, whether you have marketing experience, and what kind of results you've brought in before, if you do have experience. I would also say it's dependent on the brand, whether they're big or small, what they're asking for in terms of their UGC. So try and take a look at the brief that they have before you kind of rate this. But in my experience, for the past 6 months that I've been doing it, I would always charge more than I do for organic usage, and that's because you have to craft your UGC slightly differently than you would for organic UGC posts. And also their brand is using you for ads, and you need to make sure that within that contract or that service agreement, that if something happens, if someone is claiming false advertising or they're trying to sue the brand based off one of your ads, that you're not the one that's liable. So please check this in your contract. So if you don't follow Mike Rama already, I would. He put out a newsletter recently sort of discussing how much people charge per one UGC video, and this was for organic usage, and I think it was about $150, which is kind of the standard. So I kind of work off that because I've been doing it a while now, and it's really flexible with brands that I work with. So I try and find out their budget as well, and then rate based off of that, because if you're working with a smaller brand, they just don't have that budget. But it has to be something that I feel aligned to, and a product that I would genuinely use, and whether it's worth my time or not. So it really depends on the type of inbound you've received. Try and get as much information as possible and go with your gut, really. If you think that it's worth a certain amount, go with the figure that is in your head. And I always try and rate above with newer brands or brands that are smaller, and then they can there's room for negotiation from there. So in terms of how long I do it for, I personally do my ad usage rights for 1 year. That gives them enough time to test the ads, see whether it's working or not. I also offer an A/B testing package where you create 2 different hooks for one body and one CTA, so they can test what is working and guide their future creators from there. But that's just personally me. I do 1 year because I can't really police it. I find it really difficult to police if I'm only doing 3 or 6 months ad usage. And I've just found doing 1 year gives them enough. And a lot of brands are sort of willing to sign up to 1 year. But I'll make sure I rate accordingly. And that, again, is dependent on the brand, the kind of work that they want, and things like that. So I really hope that helps. There are several other UGC creators who are more experienced than me that talk about ad usage rights. So give them a follow. But I hope that helps, and good luck on your first inbound.